Psychic News Network. Today is Friday. It's Friday Night Live. It's December 6th, 2024. We are winding down. You just saw Kamala give a speech? Good. Good. Nice. I've been writing like crazy. I can't stop writing. So then all of a sudden it's like, where is the time gone? Oh yeah, I'm doing PNN. So hopefully you're signed up for my Substacks. I don't know what's gotten into me. I just go with the guidance. How you doing? How was your day? Yeah, there's a lot going on in the world, right? So you like to share my Substack daily. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. It makes me feel like all this hard work is definitely going somewhere. And I do feel that the more that I write Substacks, the more that I do PNN, the more I am proactive and the more I motivate people to never, ever, 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 ever give up. The more it's like, let me tell you, well, if I can show you my mind, that would be scary. The image that my guides gave me was like, we're a spider web, right? Yeah, I'm writing pretty much daily. Like, we're like a spider web. Kind of like, remember they used to call it the World Wide Web? So you think about like a web, and there's little spots of light. And so if you're feeling like you're being motivated or inspired to do something during this time, and I hope that you are feeling like motivated to do something during this time, you're like a little bulb of light, like a little Christmas bulb of light in this web. And then you kind of send it through the web, and then other people pick up on it, and then they kind of get it. And that's the way that I see that it works. So I'm just being a bulb. Hopefully I won't burn out. I'm just being a bulb in like this web, and we're doing this all together. It's like I'm not like better than you or, you know, like outdoing you. It's not a competition. We're all in this. We're all at the same level. That's what democracy is about. So I kind of see it that way. So when I feel motivated to do something, I do. And today is the actual 4th year anniversary of when I started Church of Spirituality. I told you that we celebrated on Sunday, but the actual day was December 6, 2020, that we started Church of Spirituality. I say we, it's like me and my guides. And that was the same kind of thing where I just got this feeling that I had to do it. It's like when somebody gives you an instruction and says, go do that. And you're like, okay, just because you're there. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Oh, I do want to show you something because I keep feeling, oh, and this flag I got, this is custom made. It was only like $10 on Amazon. We can't stop paying Jeff Bezos. I know, but it came from a separate company, of course. And it says I descent, but it's very big and I can't fit the whole thing. And there's a picture of an eagle. You can't really see it. I'm planning to put it out on my deck. I don't accept anything that says anything about Trump being in the White House. I don't accept any of it. I'm not accepting that as my reality. And I'm really shocked that anybody is. There's been a lot of talk lately of, I told you I'd show you this, if you can see it, of lights over the Capitol. And this was in August. Let me see if you can see this. This was in August when I went to Glenn Kirshner's event. This is at night. I was in an Uber and I just thought, I think I'll take a picture of the Capitol. And those lights showed up. So what do you think? I wanted to share that with you because people have been talking about lights over the Capitol recently. Um, and big drones or whatever over in New Jersey. So if you want me to look at that, I can. People are saying they're drones, so if they're drones, why is there talk about these lights as if they're not drones? I can ask the pendulum, so you can see those are the lights that were over the Capitol, and that, I mean, some might be planes, but they weren't moving like planes. There's one that's kind of bright on the top that, no, I think that's just a reflection. Anyway, there's that. Let's ask the pendulum. Just say, are those lights over the Capitol, are they of extraterrestrial origin? I'm getting a yes. So awesomeness, are you checking your pendulum? Yeah, it could be lens reflection from the street lights. I'm just thinking about the ones that aren't debunked. What did one DNA study say to the other DNA? Do these genes make me look fat? We begin with the dad joke. I mean, debunk away, but there are some that can't be debunked. And they don't look like reflection of the lights to me. So you all can make your own opinions about that. Happy to be here. Okay. I'm glad you're happy to be here. So yeah, go to my Substack at Annette Dion. Please subscribe to my Substack. I'm going to send the Substacks to the entire Grassroots of Democracy email list, which is about 500 people too. The window was down. It was summer. It was August, the end of August, and it wasn't terribly hot in DC. Yes, and Arizona on the other hand. Do you want? Should we just first pull cards about UFOs? It's not like the astrologers haven't mentioned this, because I know Kathy Beale has mentioned it. By the way, they just that's a nice bell, right? Cosmic Owl, Kathy Beale, and the other guy, I don't want to get his name wrong. They just posted a new astrology video, and they're talking about NATO in their astrology video. Cosmic Owl. Dale is saying my pendulum answered a big yes, they were aliens. You mean in the picture that I showed you? I mean, I looked at it and it was like, no, it's almost like, no, it can't be. You know what I mean? Like, no, it can't be. But then you start to think about, all right, so if it isn't, then what is it? Let's pick 3 cards about it. Are we having intergalactic contact? Are we just gonna go, beam us up, there's no intelligent life down here? Is that what we're gonna do? Is that what some of us feel like doing? Santa doing a test run, could be that. You can tell the little ones that. You have writing sprints at 7. Good for you, Diane. That's great. You just watched the video with Kathy Beale? Yeah, it's Cosmic Owl is the channel. Alright. Karen's saying elf. You mean you think it's an elf? David's asking, could the lights what? I'm pulling cards about, are we being visited by aliens? And I have the Ace of Pentacles. Somebody knows. Somebody knows the truth. Definitely the truth is out there. Yeah, they weren't colors. My IQ test results came back, they were what? They were negative. Living co-creatively is saying, I love all the sanctuary states resistance. Yes, we are resisting. We are resisting. But right now I'm talking about UFOs. Thank you for being here. Please hit the thumbs up while you're here. And even if you're watching later. So yeah, somebody definitely knows about what's going on with the UFOs. That it's not necessarily that they're like, we're not going to tell them, because this has been going on for a long time, and some people just know and some people don't. I'm reading about UFOs. It's getting a little challenging to not share the information. Could the lights be drones from the military? They could be. I just never found out what they were. And the reason I brought it up tonight about the lights over the Capitol is that now I'm starting to hear about it. People are mentioning it on social media, the lights over the Capitol, and I went, I have a picture of that. That's why I pulled it out. As far as UFOs, it's getting, what we'll see is like the preponderance of the reporting is going to just kind of outweigh the lack of evidence in a certain way. It's just going to be too prevalent to, like he's kind of playing whack-a-mole there. Like, no, there isn't, no, there isn't, no, there isn't, but there are. What do you call a hippie's wife? Mississippi. Thomas is cranking him out already. And the King of Swords. I think that there's going to be somebody who's an authority on UFOs. Not like the president or anything, but like not like Joe Biden, but there's going to be an authority on these types of things that is going to come out. I would say by January. An authority is going to come out, and I don't even feel like they're from here. I feel like they're from a different country. Who says it's like one person is designated to give the word that the UFOs are verifiably UFOs, and there are verifiably aliens in these crafts. I do feel that will happen, and I remember at the start of 2023 that I said that 2023 was the year that we would find out the aliens are real, and I think we're really getting to that. Bob Laser? I don't know who that is. There are a lot of sightings in North Carolina and Michigan. So, some are drones and some are military, but some aren't. Who is Lazar? Is that a UFO specialist? It's Chile that's been very progressive in reporting and following. Yeah, I don't think it's somebody from this country, but I do feel like there's somebody on the world stage that's an absolute expert on aliens, UFOs, and I feel like we're gonna. He worked for the FBI with recovered crafts. Let's ask if it's him. Lazar, is it? Is that the person who's going to be the one who's going to tell? I'm getting a yes on that. Lazar? Yeah, I'm getting a yes on that. Oh yeah. It looks like yes. Okay, wow. I've been hearing a lot about Mars going retrograde. I'm going to pull some cards about that. Can you imagine if we really find out aliens are real? They would have mastered light travel for one thing, or wormhole travel. Oh yeah. And you know what? I always tell you about how often I watch Rick Steves with my mom. Just to put something on, and it's really interesting, and we're always saying, like, how did these ancient civilizations build these huge structures, and like, how, and I always say, they're from outer space. That's how. Yeah, or ancient aliens. There's a guy on that show who I actually know from Nashville. If you see Will Hunt on that show, Ancient Aliens, I think that's the name of the show. We worked together at a like a new age store in Nashville called Mystical Journeys, I think it was called. Wow. Flashback. Lazar is on the Gaia Network. I love the Gaia Network. The Gaia Network is great. I highly recommend it. Love Rick Steves. Big fan. I'm learning so much. But you know, you look at the, like even Notre Dame, which is all over the news right now, which is a little bit later in history, in the history that I'm talking about. It's just like, how did they know how to do the architecture and all that? How did they know? Magical Journeys. Were you there, Katara? Magical Journeys. I was thinking of Cosmic Connection, which was also right around the corner from me. I'm going to pull a few cards about Kamala because somebody said, you've actually seen an alien spacecraft, says Dale. Somebody said Kamala was given a speech. Yes, I highly recommend Rick Steves. Highly recommend Rick Steves. They come from other dimensions. I do believe that. Okay, Kamala. Let me tune into Kamala. This reminds me of when I tuned into Joe Biden, where I really feel like, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, I feel like Joe Biden has something he really would like to be able to tell to the American people, but he just can't right now. David is asking about could they be drones about the inauguration? I don't feel like that's it. I'm pulling 3 cards about Kamala. And I keep jumping up because the chat keeps going off. Yeah, how did those ancient civilizations know how to do the architecture? I mean, it's complicated. Kamala! This is what I'm seeing. Kamala knows about justice coming, on its way, being worked on to take down the emperor, the fake emperor. Biden is doing more pardons on the news. Pyramids are all over the world, that's true. Kamala and Biden know that justice is coming. And I'm picking up on NATO. And various YouTube channels, people on YouTube channels are saying there's a lot of activity with NATO right now. We're going to read Liz Cheney and Dr. Fauci have been pardoned. It just rubs me the wrong way. They didn't commit any crimes. I understand why, but you know, let's pay attention to the language, right? Alright, so NATO. Let's read on NATO. We really, you know, we the people, and I just kind of wrote about this. Not the part about our relationship with the rest of the world, but you know how we were all like, whoa, those people in North Korea, good for them. They're not going to take it. They're not going to take their leader declaring martial law and, you know, trying to take everything for himself. And the South Koreans, they wouldn't stand for it. I mean, it happened. It didn't even last a few hours, and you know, they protested, and the martial law stopped, and he just had to get off his high horse and, you know, get down on the ground again. And Brazil, when Bolsonaro's people pulled a full-on, you know, Trump coup lookalike thing, you know, people got arrested right away. We had our elections stolen from us again by Russia, and Trump is threatening to appoint these absolutely -0 qualified, there's no words really, people to take down to really be these appointments that Trump and Putin together and Elon are deciding upon that they want to appoint. The rest of the world is looking at us going, like, Americans, are you really going to just let your country, are you really just going to let them take your country and become a fascist nation? The rest of the world is looking at us. And so we're starting to look kind of bad because we're not really speaking up. And so we need to have a show of, oh, somebody has a birthday. Happy birthday. We need to have a show. We got to figure this out. We need to show the rest of the world that we're freaking pissed, right? That we dissent. Samuel, that's a really too long of a joke, a riddle. I'm trying to be in my psychic brain, and I just a few minutes ago finished writing an article. So, there's a March, January 18th, that's too late. Not that they shouldn't be having a march, but it's kind of too late. It should be the first week of January. Yeah, what are we going to do, right? March on January 18th. Why January 18th? I mean, it's just... Reed Thomas's joke is too long. NATO. I'm just saying, we got to start looking like that we care. You know what I mean? On the world stage. Yeah, it's too late. January 18th is just too late. There's a lot that's going to happen between now and then, but I'm saying, you know, it's like there was a women's march in November. No, the weekend before Election Day, there was a women's march. All the power to the women's march, but it was too close to the election. NATO. Their plans are coming together. NATO's plans are coming together. It's just that the United States of America, sadly, is not being looked at. The United States of America is not being looked at by NATO. We should all be crying about this. The United States of America is no longer being regarded by NATO as a safe country to be doing business with. Yeah, Amanda's saying I'm not sure enough people know what the word decency means. I have another idea in my head about a Substack that I'm going to write about that. Why do we bake cookies and cook bacon? So I'm reading about NATO. Yes, it's terrifying. Well, I mean, let's think about it. Trump was illegitimately in the White House for 4 years, and the entire 4 years he was threatening to leave NATO. We were the leaders of NATO. The rest, I mean, I'm just telling you the hard truth. We can turn it around, but we got to do something soon. Trump kept threatening to pull us out of NATO. We were like the leaders. The United States was kind of like the leaders, right? Of NATO. And then Trump said repeatedly, "I'll let Putin do whatever the hell he wants." Pretty much on the world stage, because we're a world people, right? You know, everything is worldwide. And as far as NATO goes, NATO knows what they're going to do. NATO knows. The NATO countries know what they're going to do. But we have got to be back in NATO's good graces and not allow a person whose biggest dream is to be like Kim Jong-un, or not just Putin, but to be like Kim Jong-un. We're looking at somebody who wants to just destroy everything. And so that's NATO. But something's going to happen quickly with NATO, because I have the Eight of Rods. There's going to be some quick action there's going to be some quick action from NATO. Biden needs to be the one to do it. I kind of lost track of what you're talking about. He's a malevolent, maniacal madman. I like it. I like the alliteration there. I keep thinking about how Trump was showing up in the public eye just days before the election. I keep going back to that. And the other thing I keep going back to in my head is, you always knew I was a snake before you let me in. The Dems, sad to say, are about... Michael, can you pick it up? You know the rules. Oh, we have over 200 people in the chat. We're going to do a group hug when we have 175 thumbs up. Do I think the offing of the insurance company CEO will spur any kind of changes? What kind of movement do you mean? Will spur any kind of movement? Oh, you mean like a protest movement? Malcolm Nance said we should refer to Trump as king. No, we should refer to Trump as done. All right? I mean, I don't know. Like, is nobody getting the memo? We shouldn't be allowing this, no, even a little tiny smidgen of Trump and going back into the White House should be not. It's not an option. Not. Where are those aliens? Beam me up. There's no intelligent life down here. It's making me crazy. I'm going to, and maybe we'll do a group hug about this. And we will. When there's 175 thumbs up, thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing and all that. We're going to do a group hug about, let's ditch this stupid conversation about what we're going to do. Whatever shall we do? We're going to let him into the White House to take our democracy and to execute people. I mean, like, how about done? Malcolm Nance is like a, I know he was helping the Ukrainians to fight. I think he was on the front lines even in Ukraine. And so he's a specialist on, tyranny and all that kind of stuff. And fascism. And those are the kinds of things. We will not go back, right? We will, those are the kinds of things that it's hard for me, like Timothy Snyder's on tyranny. I can't really read that one. It's just too, I don't know. I think I had a past life in World War II. I dissent, right? I'm going to pull 3 cards about what Biden knows. Vigilante Inc. on your YouTube stolen votes. Okay, and somebody, I believe it was John, left me a message. I forgot to mention it on Wednesday, to tell you all to watch Politics Girl's vid about the election was stolen. You feel like you've lived this before? Okay, what Biden knows. That's what I'm pulling 3 cards about. What Biden, that Scorpio Biden knows. You're doing your best not to go into hermit mode? Rose, it's the holidays. Stop it. Get a reading from me. By the way, if you're a new client, there's a special offer for new clients for readings. Joe Biden, what he knows. Okay, I feel like what Joe Biden knows is that there's not much more that he himself can do about the Trump situation. In other words, I feel like he's exhausted every possible action he can take in terms of stopping this. But it doesn't mean action won't be taken. It's just as far as Biden goes, it's not really going to be by him. Well, Biden pardoned all the illegal immigrants. It puts a different meaning to this whole pardon thing. Thomas says Biden needs to go rogue. Well, what I'm picking up is that he's done his part. He's done as much as he can do, and it's not that nothing's going to happen. It's that Biden did his portion, and now it's going to be other moving parts that do their portion. So, yeah, Biden needs to Biden needs to pardon all the American people for committing the crime of democracy. Because even though that sounds absolutely preposterous, it's kind of where we are. Why Biden's not telling the people what's about to happen? Because that would be like letting all the evidence out when an investigation is still ongoing. So sad about our country. It's sad. You couldn't find me on YouTube. I'm not surprised. We had a good night on Wednesday. We had over 500 people. I guess I leaked out. my YouTube channel must have leaked out somewhere because we had over 500 people on Wednesday. But they fixed that problem. They fixed that problem. As far as Biden goes, what Biden knows, he knows a lot. Biden knows the whole story. It's like there's a book sitting there that you haven't read, and Biden's read it cover to cover like 4 times. Biden knows, you don't know, but he's read the book. Yeah, Wednesday was fun, wasn't it? Page of Cups. And he actually is right now investing a lot of time into saving people who might be in danger or freaking out about the potential of being in danger. Thomas just put a dad joke up about, I've been trying to child-proof my house, but the kids keep getting in. But I'm bummed. Romania overturned their election. Do you mean they overturned it in favor of the women that really won? Yeah, Wednesday was awesome fun, wasn't it? So if anyone's here from Wednesday night, thank you for joining. I don't know how the news leaked out that I have a YouTube channel, but it did. Biden is the greatest and most underappreciated and abused president in history. Yes, and the thing is about that is the mainstream media kept us from following the history of our country. 2 more thumbs up, we'll do a group hug. Yeah, right. Yeah, so just speaking of Romania, let's read on that. We haven't read on that. I don't know what there was some guy who jumped into the race in Romania in like October, and their elections just happened maybe last week. And all of a sudden, this guy won. Don't say anything negative in the chat. Please, we're here to lift the vibration. No complaining. We're up to 175 people. Okay, so 175 thumbs up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a group hug. And I want us to intend in our group hug tonight that the conversation about Trump entering to our White House becomes taboo. Okay? That it just becomes taboo. Oh, speaking of the Romanian election, they nullified the election. We'll take a look at if that is what's going to happen here. I do think it will. But it will be after the MAGAs have become so disillusioned by all of Trump's lies. NATO and Mark Rutte, if that's how you say his name, of NATO, can help. Yeah. Yes, email me your question, Amanda, for sure. Okay, you have 18 thumbs up. No, it says 182 here. So we have surpassed our quota. So I want our group hug and our intentions to be that anybody who continues to talk about Trump going into the White House, they're just kind of shamed. And also, let's think about all the people that are struggling, that are lonely, that are sad and depressed right now. Let's send them a lot of good energy, okay? 1, 2, 3. Group hug! No more talk about when Trump gets in the White House. That conversation is done. He's not there. And sending really positive vibes to all the people that are sad and lonely. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. I know I was reading Thomas's dad joke. That was cute. Can you see it? Can you imagine it? Imagine all the people of the United States going, oh no, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Trump in the White House. He tried to take down our government violently. People died. He's not going into the White House. End of discussion. That's what we just hugged about. I'm going to read on the election in Romania and what went on there. Let's ask this question. Was it Elon? Did Elon interfere in that? Yes, I get a yes. Now, I don't know if he... Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I like you all saying that and affirming he's not going into the White House, because that's powerful. To put that into words, that Trump isn't going into the White House. And to speak it on a regular basis. And actually, this is coming through really strongly too. That when we imagine our lives in the next couple of months being good, that's powerful. Yeah, I got a yes. Yes, it was Starlink. Thoughts are energy. Remember, right before I came on PNN 2 times ago, and I said it too, I mentioned it. I got this guidance that reminded me of what Einstein said, which is that you can't solve a problem at the level of the problem, which was really about vibes. I have to go get my charger. I forgot to plug in my iPad. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. We can't solve a problem at the level of the problem. We have to rise higher. Hang on. We have to go to a higher vibe. All right, I'm back. We can't solve a problem at the level of the problem. We have to go to a higher level, right? Does that make sense? Okay. So we're going to read on the situation in Romania. How's that going to go? Mika and Joe were a no-show for the show today. Interesting. Yeah. Joe lost his mind. And thank you for saying that. I meant to read on that tonight, so now I'm reminded to read on it. When we fight, we win. Elon meddled in the elections in Romania. Elon thinks he's like Dr. Evil, but he's not funny. You heard it was a 22-minute rant on Morning Joe? We're definitely going to read on that. Don't let me forget. Instead of the White House, Trump should go to the big house. Yes. Because I want to know what happened to Joe Scarborough, because he snapped. He snapped. And isn't it wrong of you wanting to punch Elon in the face? No. We have to admit to the emotions that we have. And I don't think that there's a danger of you ever meeting Elon Musk, so you won't be able to punch him in the face. Michelle is saying, I like Don Lemon. I like Don Lemon too, but Don Lemon has to stop talking about this impending Trump administration. I did see a little snippet of the hearing between a MAGA idiot and a Secret Service guy. It was, the MAGA guy, of course, was completely, he should have been just impeached. South African leadership wants Elon back. They do. Are you sure they want him back? Or is that a joke? No, that's not it, Moonchild. That's not it. I'm reading about what's going on in Romania. Yeah, they were, yeah. NATO knows. NATO knows what happened in Romania. Is Elon wanted in South Africa? I don't know, he's from South Africa. He can't be president of the United States because he's not from here. We should send him back and get rid of Starlink ASAP. Yes, I agree. We can read on that too. Right now I'm reading on the Romanian election. Yeah, the world got involved. NATO got involved. Yeah, this is a great deck. This is called the Cosmic Tarot. I don't think I have the box here. Hard to find this deck. I used to use it all the time. The world knows, NATO knows what Elon did, trying to pull the wool over people's eyes. I see Elon Musk getting arrested. Yeah, I see him getting arrested. And I'm not, maybe I should know more about what Starlink actually does and is capable of doing. It's kind of like crypto. I don't understand crypto. I don't know if you guys understand crypto. I have no idea what crypto is. I'm not even interested in knowing. Starlink is kind of the same thing as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what it is. I don't even care. But I should know a little bit. Let's read. Well, let me get my nefarious cards and let's read. Now that I've plugged my iPad in, we can go a little longer. I do want to read on what's going on with Elon. You can tell I've been busy writing because I can't find anything. Rather than the nefarious cards, let's use the Witch's Tarot. I need to clean my table. Yeah, I know crypto is a scam. I don't understand how crypto works. I think one time somebody tried to explain it to me, and I was like, "What?" I was like, right over my head. Elon can't be deported, but he can't run for president. I don't understand why Elon couldn't be deported. If he's committing crimes. I'm going to read on Elon, then I'm going to read on Morning Joe. I feel the election in Romania is going to be redone. And, I got 4 cards. And that woman will win. I don't know her name. This is about Elon. Elon is a very dumb criminal. He has this thing called hubris, which is a pride that will take him down. Elon is going to have to figure out how to keep himself safe, because he could have done his crimes. Well, in a way, it's a blessing in disguise that these people are so stupid. Your cards say December 7th will reveal big news. That's tomorrow. Yeah, Elon's a world trader. Yeah. Yeah, I guess he invented a new crime status. I'm a world criminal. This is Elon. He missed opportunities to do the right thing. He needs to go to jail. He definitely does. We'll check the pendulum on that. Yeah, this is a great deck, isn't it? This is a witch's tarot. Is hubris one of the 7 sins? No. Hubris, I think that's from Shakespeare. Or Greek tragedies or something like it's tragic pride. It's like over the top pride that ends up taking you. It's like blind pride. Elon definitely belongs in jail. Let's see if he's going to jail. The Queen of Wands. Yeah, the women are going to take Elon down. The women are going to take Elon down. And I feel the domino effect with that the women are going to take Trump down. Pride is one of the 7 sins, but that's very misinterpreted. There'll be a woman whistleblower. That kind of checks out. Subaru uses Starlink. Yeah, I just heard about that. What women? Well, the women, the Mexican women for one. The Romanian, I don't know if they have a president there. Is it a president of Romania? I didn't really take note of her name, but she's going to take Elon down. How can you tell you're getting old when you go to an antique auction and 3 people bid on you? Yeah, tomorrow's Pearl Harbor Day. Is tomorrow when they open Notre Dame again? Oh, so exciting. Oh, I was wondering when that was. And the world unveiling of Putin cheating? Let's see. The convicted felon is terrified of Putin. Well, let's read on that. I'm sorry to get up again, but I really am craving my nefarious cards, and I think they're right here. I love you guys. I can act like you're all in my living room. No, the guides are hiding them from me. They do that. My guides hide cards from me all the time. Why are they letting 45 there? France shouldn't let... Well, I was gonna read on Joe and Mika, but I'm gonna read on that first. And I did read on that the other night. I'm gonna read on how Trump will be received if he goes. You love me back. I love you guys. You're awesome. When I read on this the other night, I thought about this afterwards because then I saw a documentary about Notre Dame. Oh, okay, exactly. And I pulled the from this deck. I was asking about Trump going to Notre Dame, and what I got was the Holy Mother Mary was going to just blast him somehow, right? Who knows? And then I'm watching a documentary on Notre Dame, and maybe I knew this, but I don't remember that I learned this. She's considered like the overseer of Notre Dame. Yep. If it's any consolation, the evil can't compete with this light. It can't. If it makes you feel any better. So stay in the light. The hangman indicates a surrender. I'm reading on Trump going to Notre Dame. Excuse me, I got dust in my throat. Trump doesn't know anything about anything. All he knows is take. That's all he knows. He knows no history. He doesn't know where countries are on a map. He doesn't know what happened in America. He doesn't know anything about science or the environment. He thinks if you get a virus, you can shoot up bleach and it'll kill it. I mean, he's so dumb. This is why it's up to us to repair our reputation on the world stage. Putin got him in because he's a useful idiot. People are saying he's there for nefarious reasons. Well, you know, that's because that's his character. What else would you expect, right? You thought while he was in France, news was going to come out about the election. You keep getting December 7th, which is also Pearl Harbor Anniversary Day. December 8th is the Feast of the Annunciation in the Catholic religion, when Mary was told she was going to bear the Son of God and, you know, all that. But the hangman means a surrender. Trump is going to have to surrender something on that trip. And this is interesting because we have world leaders in cahoots with how they're going to behave if he does in fact decide to show up at Notre Dame. And I do think Le Pen, what was her name? Was it Marie Le Pen? That right-wing extremist that almost defeated Macron? Yeah, this is camaraderie against Trump, and Trump will be powerless in that scenario. Zelensky is going to be there. Oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad for Trump. Marine, is it Marine Le Pen, or is her name really Marine, like marine science? Let's ask this. Is there a plan for him to be in cahoots with her somehow? I actually don't really get that. You go up the fireproof Notre Dame in case he walks through the doors? Yeah, I'm not really seeing that they're going to meet. Yeah, I'm not picking up a connection there. Do you? Stay in France? France would eat him up. None of Europe likes Trump. Europe was having protests. They had like a Trump diaper balloon, diaper Dawn cartoon balloon, and their protest marches in Europe about Trump. I mean, we weren't even having. Oh, Marine Le Pen goes on trial in March. That's interesting. We weren't even having protests against Trump at the time, and they were protesting Trump in Europe. Do you guys remember that? The Diaper Dawn cartoon balloon blimp? And shout out to Autumn at Black and Orange Tarot. I listened to her talking yesterday about what Trump consumes, and I wanted to share with you in case you don't watch her. Every once in a while I check out what she's saying about things. And so Autumn was talking about what Trump consumes, like what he eats. I don't know where she got her information, but apparently Trump consumes a case of Diet Coke a day. And that's just the beginning. Your brain works it works well or doesn't work well according to your diet. I couldn't, and she also mentioned that somebody decided to try the Trump diet for 7 days, and he got very sick, like the Super Size It movie. Did you ever see that? That was painful. You are what you eat. I'm gonna read on Joe and Mika. I know it's difficult when we see people cave to the pressure of Trump, because Trump is a big fat buffoon. And I know he's aligned with Putin, but if you think that, yeah, his diet blew your mind, did you hear her talking about that? What? I kept thinking it's like somebody who eats like that. This is the way that my brain works. Somebody who eats like Trump eats and consumes a case of Diet Coke a day, they must have a deal with the devil. Because, I mean, how is he still alive? There are people that eat really healthy that you know, die at a young age tragically. I mean, what the heck? He has a deal with the devil. What do you call a steak that's been knighted by the queen? Sir who? Sirloin? Where would I be without you all? I wouldn't be laughing as much. I'd be laughing, but not as much. I'm going to ask the pendulum. Let's use this one. Is Joe losing Morning Joe? Are Joe and Mika losing? Are they losing their show on MSNBC? I'm getting a yes on that. I used to like Morning Joe. I used to get up because I'm up at the crack of dawn. I don't know. I barely sleep, but because I go to bed really late too. So I'm up at the crack of dawn. And I would turn it on just to hear what the news was. There's no way. I mean, I got to a point where I just stopped watching it. I couldn't stand the pontificating about this and that, the talking heads, their opinions. We don't need people's opinions. We just need the news. Yeah, their show is over. Yeah, their show is over. But these people that are just wimping out, we don't need that. What's going to happen with them? Oh yeah, the dark, this is, in the Witch's Tarot, this is the devil. I was just talking about the devil. Trump's deal with the devil. Joe and Mika are roped in. They're just trying to keep their heads afloat. I see them needing to downsize. I see Mika and Joe divorcing. Now, if they're not actually going to get a divorce, it's funny, I just flashed on George Conway and Kellyanne Conway. You know, people that you think, oh, they'll probably get divorced, and then they didn't for a long time, but then they eventually did. I'm not wishing that for Joe and Mika. I just feel a lot of tension there and a lot of squabbling. Yeah, Joe is all opinion, not news. But sometimes I wouldn't like have a problem with opinions if they were intelligent opinions. But if given the choice, I'd rather just hear the news. Are their lives being threatened? Is that what's going on? Yeah, their lives are being threatened. They make $8 million each year. Each? They eat $8 million each? That's pretty good. Yeah, so let's just ask about the mainstream news networks in general before we say good day or good night. You guys doing some festive things? Anybody doing festive things this weekend? I'm going to make a Yule log with my niece. And I might get a Christmas tree. I might. Speaking of Christmas trees, I don't usually complain about the price of things, but I heard that a Christmas tree is about $80 to $100 right now. And I also heard, in my neck of the woods, I also heard from my sister who lives in Maine that, and my niece is coming down from there, that they're finding people going into the New Hampshire woods and chopping down trees illegally and doing it that way. Are they hard to make? Are they that expensive for a tree? I'm thinking about a fake tree. Good Lord. I mean, they need to bring the price of Christmas trees down. They grow them specifically for Christmas. There are Christmas tree farms. But if they don't bring the prices down at the Christmas tree stands, then people are going to go into the woods and cut down a tree for free, right? I mean, you're tempting fate there. Fake trees are over $100, but it doesn't matter. If you're going to use it every year, you really save a lot of money. Okay, what am I reading on? Oh, mainstream media. I mean, I can like 50, 60. That's about my, my limit as to what I'm willing to spend. Okay. I'm pulling 3 cards about mainstream news, and I'm just blabbering away. So you're probably totally losing total track of whatever I'm talking about. I would understand. I am going to make Christmas cookies. Come on, Roberta. Come on, let's lift it up. I don't buy. Since we're talking about Christmas, I do have a Charlie Brown tree. I need to pull it out. Literally, I do. I haven't bought Christmas presents in 30 years. I don't buy anybody a Christmas present. I don't receive any Christmas presents. I don't do Christmas. But I do Church of Spirituality on Christmas Eve, live streaming here. And I do Church of Spirituality on Christmas Day, 10 p.m. Eastern, Christmas Eve, 10 a.m. Christmas Day. Just, you have to make Christmas happen from your heart. And it has nothing to do with commercialism. And I want to recommend a book to you. It's called Yule, like the Yuletide, by Llewellyn, which Llewellyn is the astrology calendar, the witch's calendar that I always refer to when I'm, trying to find out where the moon is and all that. If you learn the history of the season of the winter solstice, it will blow your mind if you don't already know. It's way more. It's just so much more wide-reaching and so historic. And the other thing I want to recommend to you, I'm glad you brought that up, Roberta. It's got nothing to do with commercial. Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because it's given me an opportunity to share that on the winter solstice. I always celebrate the solstice. I learned a long time ago that Christmas, you have to make it happen. You have to just grab onto the mystical magic of it. And we're going to be having an event on the winter solstice because it falls on Saturday. And our last Saturday of the month, we usually have our psychic party for members. But it won't be the last Saturday, but it will be the second to the last Saturday. We're having a winter solstice party. And just a little bit of a kind of a teaser. I'm going to start working in Salem. I just got the call today at a witch store 1 or 2 days a week. And I'm going to see what they're doing for the solstice. And maybe that might even be live streaming from there. Get into the magic of the season. The veils are very thin right now. If you want to access angel energy, they're right here. There's so much focus on angels. They're right with us. So definitely, hang out with me this month. All right? I'm reading about mainstream media. Okay. Justice is coming from mainstream media. Yeah, there's some exciting things brewing. A little witch's brew. Yeah, there'll be some good stuff happening. So keep it tuned here. And also, let me just, and I'll be playing Christmas hymns on my baby grand. You got to tune in. This Sunday also. As far as mainstream media goes, they're very torn. Justice is coming. This is about, they're actually... I consider what mainstream media has done in the news as voter interference, election interference. That's my own opinion. They disinformed the American people. Christmas carol? Yeah, Christmas hymns. Yeah, check out the Wiccan stores. Mainstream media is voter suppression, yes, and election interference. And I see justice coming. Like, I don't know if they're going to be shut down by the law, but or what. But But it definitely is not going to go well for them. They're going to be, I feel they're going to be threatened with lawsuits. Yeah. Anyhow, become a member because you'll be invited to the winter solstice party. It will be live streamed, but it will be set to members only. I think we've gone over time. Yes, we have. We've gone over an hour. Thank you all for being here tonight. Midas Touch Network already has a lawsuit. Yes, yes. We have to be fighting back. All of us. Yeah, mainstream media hid Biden from us. They cheated us. No, we're not going from 4 years of Biden and his accomplishments to somebody who's going to destroy this country. Paula, check yourself. We don't talk that way here. All right. I think that's all we have time for tonight. But boy, did we have fun. It's been years since you celebrated the winter solstice. It happens every year, Michael. Jesus was a resistance. That's a good point. I want you all to have a great weekend. I'll pop in at some point if I can, if I have time. Please check my Substack at Annette Dion. Please book a reading. Nobody's booked a reading lately. That's why I have to go get another job. But anyway, thank you to those of you who donate and who are members and who are so wonderful and loving. And if you can't afford to do anything, don't tell me that, because I want to empower you by knowing that abundance is always with you. I'm going to start. I was talking to my graphics person today about having merch made. This is Kamala 1. Stay tuned for that. Church of Spirituality is every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Please join us for that. Church of Spirituality makes your life better. There's no dogma. It's just inspiring. And there's some great chants that are affirmation chants that you can use in your life. You did a reading this Monday. That's right. Yeah, I know. But I mean, I've had like nobody's booked a reading. There's a special for, since then. Special for new clients. So psychicannetdion.com. It's always fun to hang out with you and to go over the news. Thank you to the new people. Please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up. Please share too. And please especially share my Substacks. And before I go, Thursday nights we do a half an hour of a Grassroots of Democracy meeting right here. So yeah. Starlink stole this election. Yeah, that's true. All right. Love you. I'll see you later.